I don't think you're worthless, your benevolence. Far from it, in fact. If you say you can do it, then I believe in you. Hornhead, I do not understand. If I fail, you'll be put to death. I know you collapsed during your previous attempts. I can't even imagine how terrible it must have been for you. But despite that, you are willing to try again. I have faith in that conviction. In that courage. My courage? Ah, so she was doomed to fail if she didn't have the courage to perform the seance. But it looks like she's gone the determination to try again. Right, and that's a bet I'm willing to take. But, as my mother said, I've erred in my insights as of late. Not only have I failed to reveal the truth, I've also contributed to false accusations. From that, can you still say that you believe in me?
Objection!
I won't take stock in those words, your benevolence. Despite what your mother says, I don't think you made any errors at all. Huh? In the trials I've been a part of here in Karayan, I would have never proven my client's innocence without your seances. Because even though they didn't always reflect the absolute truth, the insights they provided served as vital leads to finding the truth. Vital leads? My seances? So please, your benevolence, try to perform the divination seance one more time.
Objection!
Rayfa, stop this madness. It is for your own good. You are ill-prepared to face your father's death. Go, leave this sacred hall at once. No! What did you say? I said no, Mother! For I am the royal priestess of Karayan. I have no need for you now. Even if you do not need me, Mother. Hornhead in this Hall of Justice too. He proved that to me by risking his own life. It's because of him that I now understand. The divination seance is my sacred duty. I must fulfill it no matter the risk. Benevolence. Mother taught me that the divination seance was a mirror reflecting not but the truth. But I began to have my doubts after Bob had disproved the insights it offered. And now, I don't even know who or what to trust anymore. Father, Mother, even Nana, I had believed in them all above all others. But I finally know now. I know in what I can trust. The royal priestess must debate each seance with the preceding lawyer and prosecutor. So that it can be interpreted properly. That is how I believe trials in Karayan should function. Therefore, the Hall of Justice needs me. It is my power that leads trials towards the truth. That is my sacred duty, and I will never shrink from it again. That right there, your benevolence, is a product of what you've learned in your struggle so far. The truth that you realize with your own strength. As my sacred duty, I must ensure that it is fulfilled. I must have the courage and resolve to see it through. Your Eminence, the royal priestess says she will conduct a divination seance. I see no grounds for you to forbid it. Unless, of course, you are worried that it might reveal something you find inconvenient. Mother, I'm done letting you have your way. Rayfa, you would actually rebel against me, your mother and queen? Though I am scared to see my father's death, I must face my fear. That is what Hornhead has taught me here today. Rayfa.
I am the royal priestess Rayfa Padma Kurain. And I am prepared to face my father's death.
Your Eminence, it seems the princess is more grown up than you thought. Rayfa. Well then, let us proceed with the divination seance. The victim's final moments. This should be interesting. I wonder what Inga's memories are going to show us.
O Holy Mother, we hold this divination seance in your name. Let the eyes of everyone here be clear, and our ears be unstopped. O dance of devotion, guide the victim's soul to me, so that we may receive their final memories in the pool of souls.
What in the... A faceless being? What the heck? His face, it's just like... that picture of the founder. I think that's the last thing anyone expected to see. Oh, Father, what was it? What was it you saw? Are we to understand that this was the last thing the victim saw? Yes. There can be no mistake. That was what my father himself witnessed. How very strange. You don't suppose the Holy Mother possessed the accused and slew Mr. Ingle for planning a coup? The divine wrath of the Holy Mother? Oh, Holy Mother, ever grateful for your blessings. Talk about a sharp left turn into the Twilight Zone. No, there's one thing in there that caught my attention. That laugh. Who does it belong to, and why are they laughing? Who knows? I suppose it could be Daruk after you slew my husband. That figure didn't even have a mouth. I think we're done here, lawyer. How so? You claim that Mr. Ingle was stabbed in his private quarters, and feeling no pain went to a tomb where he eventually fell dead. But this seance vision proves he was stabbed in the tomb and felt great pain, no less. Oh, that. Therefore, as I asserted all along, it was the accused who stabbed the minister in the tomb. Everything just backfired big time. Wow. Joan has the devil's own luck, doesn't she? Now then, I shall give the voice to the soul of the deceased. Listen well and heed these words. At around 3 p.m., my father was waiting in the tomb to make the hostage exchange. He was drinking grape juice while gazing upon the picture of the Holy Mother. He had been waiting vigilantly when suddenly he heard Daruk's voice. The next moment, he was stabbed in the back and collapsed. My father tried to shoot his attacker, but he missed and the attacker let out a laugh. So what now, Mr. White? It's up to us to knock holes in Rayfa's interpretations of Inga's memories. In other words, we need to prove that her understanding of them could be mistaken. Okay, I'll give it a try. Objection! Your benevolence, there seems to be an inconsistency in your interpretation. An inconsistency? Where? Mr. Inga is far too relaxed for what was supposedly about to take place. When he heard the voice you claim is Daruk's, he didn't seem the least bit alarmed. He just kept looking at the picture of the founder. Huh? That's strange, right? He was waiting for Daruk to arrive with the founder's orb. When he heard that voice, he didn't even turn to look. Don't you think he would have been worried about being attacked from behind? Then whose voice was it? It was likely someone whose presence wouldn't have alarmed him. Someone like a friend.
Objection!
But there was no third party at the scene of the crime. Therefore, the voice could only have belonged to Daruk. The voice of a third party who wasn't there in the tomb. Apollo, do we have something that could reveal the owner of the mysterious voice? You know, I think we do. Something that Inga had while he was waiting for Daruk. With it, we just might be able to figure out whose voice it was. I mean, we we can identify the male's voice Minister Inga heard with this.
Take that!
That's my father's. I know this must be hard for you, but could you please look at this photo? There's something here that can point us towards the identity of the voice. This is the real source of the man's voice.
Take that!
A cell phone? Right. I believe that the voice the minister heard was of a call on his cell phone. I see. Well, that certainly makes sense. What is your eminence's view on the matter? I can see the possibility. It seems I must refine my vision. It appears that the voice belonged to one of my father's subordinates. Why do you suppose he was talking to one of them, then? My father had members of the secret police positioned throughout the palace. They were supposed to contact him as soon as they saw the Rook in the west of you. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Your benevolence. I believe you have an insight to revise. I know, Bob Ted. Don't presume to tell me how to do my duty. My father took a call from a subordinate at the palace. So the voice is coming from the phone. That's good to know. But there might have been other sounds coming from the phone. Sounds that could be clues. Let's take another look at Rayfa's insights and really focus on the various sensations. Okay, I think I'm getting the hang of this now.
Objection!
I hate to break it to you, Your Benevolence, but you misinterpreted something again. What do you mean? Again? Smooth move, Apollo. I think you just hurt her feelings. She may put on a brave face, but she feels more than she lets on. Let me rephrase that, Your Benevolence. Your interpretation of your father's phone call to a subordinate at the palace is inconsistent with his final memory. What do you mean by that? A lion's roar could be heard over the phone. Don't you find that strange? You claimed the call was from someone at the palace. But let me ask you, do you keep lions there? No. The only animals at the palace are little birdies and my pet frog. Wait, that giant one in front of the minister's house is our pet? Besides, don't any lions in Korean. We don't even have any zoos. One of the sad state of affairs, I'm afraid. Well, I remember hearing a sound like that. The lines all come from the phone is actually from something hanging out in. Isn't it the cry of the robot over in the bazaar? Huh. Your benevolence. Do you think you can clarify the voice for me? Very well. I will now attempt to further refine my vision. What's this? Just as I suspected, it was the call of a robot. That means the subordinate Mr. Inga was talking to was in the bazaar, not the palace. But why is it important when the call came from? What's the significance could it have? This is right. Is it important to know where the call was made from? It's actually very important. Knowing that the person on the other end was at the bazaar means that the loud explosion may not have been the sound of a gunshot. But I can think of no other item that makes such a noise in the area. Go ahead, Apollo. Tell her. Tell Rayfa the real source of that sound. Will do. Well, Hornhead, I'm waiting. What was the true source of that explosive sound?
Take that!
What is that? It's a Hubi on-guard statement. He claimed that that's Herbals threw a firecracker at him when he was at the bazaar. 10. Yes, the sound heard over the phone was a firecracker exploding. Ah!
Objection!
And yet, a bullet was found at the scene of the crime. A bullet fired from Minister Inga's gun. How do you explain that? Well, we don't know whether it was fired during the course of the crime, right? But do you have evidence that proves when the pistol was discharged? No, I have none. Wait a second. That loud bang was a firecracker. Then could that laugh at the end have been... No. It can't be. Oh, it can. And it is. The laughter came from none other than... the Joker who got a kick out of stalling at Hilby with his dragging snot snaps. That happy-go-lucky? That's Erebol. What? Someone should really put a leash on that guy. I shudder to think how one man can be the cause of so much trouble. Hey there, AJ! BW, can thank me later! No one asked for your commentary, Mr. Erebol. Your benevolence, do you need to revise your insight? It would appear so. My father then took a call from a subordinate at the bazaar. The true source of that loud bang was the firecracker that's through. And that final laugh belonged to none other than Dats himself. Oh, this changes everything. Let's go over the details of Rayfa's insights again. Okay. I think I've got this down now. Time to find another inconsistency.
Objection!
Your benevolence, there's a glaring problem with this insight. There is? You say that the moto happened at around 3 p.m., which is right around the time my client arrived on the scene. However, now that we know what the source of that loud bang is, your insight conflicts with a certain piece of evidence. I suppose I have to ask the obvious here. What evidence conflicts with the claim that the moto occurred at 3 p.m.?
Take that!
The Hobie Ungod statement? Again? Yes, because it summarizes what he said. At around 2 p.m., Shadu was surprised by a firecracker and ran into the palace courtyard. Around 2 p.m.? That's right, 2 p.m., not 3 p.m. Huh? Are you suggesting? I think you know where I'm going with this. That's his laugh, the cry of the warbar, and the bang of the firecracker were all heard right before Mr. Inger's death. Thanks to Hobie's statement, we can put a definitive timestamp on all of these sounds. Therefore, what this vision shows is that it's extremely likely that the deceased's final moments were at 2 rather than 3, as we had originally thought. Dare I ask? It means the murder took place a full hour before Daruk entered the tomb. Luca! How can this be? Are you saying that I, the very part of the simplification of the law, have been mistaken? Now you see why justice will always prevail. Peace? Peace, I say. Now then, defense. I must remind you that the figure of the accused was clearly shown in the vision. How do you explain that? I wouldn't say it was clearly shown. After all, the figure didn't actually have a face. You're absolutely right. Without a face, we can't be certain of who it was. Furthermore, may I remind you that if the vision is from 2 p.m., Luke was still with me and Mr. White. Which means this faceless figure couldn't possibly be him. So then, what are we to make of this 1 hour difference? Wait, 2 o'clock? That's red. My mother was performing the rite of channeling. House guards had all been reassigned to guard the channeling chamber for the rite. Don't tell me. The royal residence, it would have been virtually unguarded, which means the real killer could have easily slipped unseen into Amara's tomb. Defense, are you saying that this is someone disguised as the accused? That's exactly what I believe, Your Majesty.
Objection!
Preposterous. Disguises cannot deceive the memories of the dead. The face did not appear this time as mere happenstance. It appeared such subterfuge would have been as clear as day. She's got a point there. Anyone who knows about the divination seance would have tried to hide their face. Nevertheless, our killer openly appeared before Inga. The question is why? Apollo. Maybe the killer could afford to be so bold, because they knew their face wouldn't show up in the seance vision. What? It's possible that the killer dared to dress in Daruk's clothes and stand square in front of Inga, precisely because they knew they could get away with it. But how could anyone be so of something like that? A long time ago, I heard of a cognitive disorder. It appears a person's ability to distinguish between different faces. What if Inga had it? Then, they're saying that this is literally how Inga saw the ward? Yes, we can't normally see through the eyes of others, but in this case we can. If he had that disorder, I imagine this is how faces appeared to him in life. Okay, let's say the killer knew that Inga had such a disorder. They could definitely use it to pin the crime on Daruk. But, if you're wondering about how to prove that Inga had it, you already have what you need. Really? The defense, do you have anything to show to this court? Yes, I believe so. Frankly, I have no idea what Mr. White means, but I'll look the evidence over again. What explains why the face of Mr. Inga's killer is absent in his seance visit?
Take that!
A notepad? Yes, it was found in Mr. Inga's room, and it holds the answer we're looking for. As you can see, it's full of detailed notes on various individuals. What kind of clothes they wear, hairstyles, and other discerning physical characteristics. And this is connected to the face and states of the killer. How? The vision we saw is exactly what Mr. Inga saw with his own eyes. It is he who saw his killer as a person without a face. In fact, this is how he normally saw everyone around him. What's this? I believe Mr. Inga had a disorder that prevented him from recognizing faces. It explained the face's being, and why he needed a notepad full of people's physical characteristics. Now that I think about it, my father was always terrible at remembering people. By simply changing my hairstyle, he would fail to recognize even me. Your Eminence, you knew that your husband had such a disorder, didn't you? He never wished for it to become public knowledge. I suppose there is no use in keeping quiet about it now. It is as you say. My late husband had a special disorder that hindered his ability to recognize faces. The medical term for it is prosopancia. So Mr. White was right. Memories of those affected with such disorders in life do appear strange at times. There is precedent for this. So the killer likely knew about the disorder and used it to their advantage. Right, so there's someone who's both knowledgeable about the divination seance and aware of Inga's affliction. Your Eminence, who knew about your husband's condition? A small number of servants who tended to his needs. And me. Surely you're not about to insinuate that I committed this crime? Oh, no, Your Eminence. Still, could she have done it? Kieran has an alibi, remember? Right. She was conducting the rite of channeling at 2 p.m. In that case... Your Eminence, does Nana know about Minister Inga's disorder? Of course she does. She is our head servant. So as head servant, she knew about Minister Inga's condition. And as the princess's personal attendant, she's familiar with the divination seance. If these two facts together don't make her a possible suspect, I don't know what will.
Objection!
You nervous lawyer, how quick you are to forget the facts. Facts like... when Inga was last seen alive, you claim he was slain at 2, yet that is impossible. For Rayfa saw him at 2:30. Ah! I did completely forget about that. No, there must be some mistake. So you see, the murder could only have happened at 3 p.m. Daruk entered the tomb There's no other answer to this puzzle. Why don't we ever get to make up answers like Gillen makes up laws? Guess it's back to square one. Where did we go wrong? I don't think we're the problem. But it seems to be short one piece of the puzzle. Our deductions so far explain everything to a T. Everything except for Inga's sighting at 2:30. See, and without that final puzzle piece, all of our deductions fall apart. Apollo, if Inga's sighting is the only anomaly, we just have to find a way to make it fit into the bigger picture. I think outside the box then, right? Let's see. It would be impossible to see Inga walking around after he'd been killed. What if there was a way to make people think he was alive even though he was dead? A way to make people witness the living dead? Sounds like some kind of TV show. Things like that don't happen in real life. Ah! Apollo, did you just... I did! I figured it out. I know how to make people witness the living dead. Your Majesty, our deductions weren't wrong after all. Despite Mr. Inga being murdered at 2 p.m., he was seen heading to the tomb at 2:30, and I'll tell you how. I certainly hope you will, because I have no idea what you're talking about. The Mr. Inga her beloved saw was a fact. It was the deceased being channeled. It's the only way a man who was already dead could have seen by her beloveds. Channeled, you say? That's right, and there are only two people capable of spirit channeling here in Karayan. Eminence Queen Garen and Maya Fey. It's possible that one of them was channeling the minister. It seems that you are ever bent on making me party to this crime. Prosecutor, what was I doing at 2:30 p.m., the time at which my husband was seen? Eminence. You had completed the channeling rite, and were having tea with the king of the neighboring realm. There would have been many attendants there too. Yuta has to keep up with her schedule too? It doesn't seem make him do. Then that leaves only Maya. Yeah, it does. Maybe someone was forcing her to use her power towards nefarious ends. The real killer could have been threatening her. That cannot be! So then, Inga's scream. That's probably from when he woke up from being caught back to this ward. After all, that's when the flow of time would have picked back up for him after he died. So, Minister Inga probably leapt to his feet thinking he just had a nightmare. Then realizing it was almost time for the hostage exchange, he raced off to Amura's tomb, not even realizing he was already dead. Then, our benevolence really did see a dead man rotting. Ah! Using the sacred power of spirit to commit a crime? How can this be? The defense calls Miss Maya Fey to the stand. Well, Your Eminence, will you allow a new witness? It matters not. Either way, this lawyer soon shall know the truth. He will notice how much of an imbecile he is in the face of my infallible arguments. Insult me all you want, witch, but you'll be eating those words when I expose the truth. Very well. Let's adjourn until the next witness is ready.